going back to this potential alliance.
Yeah.
41 teams. I'm thinking you got to bring in someone else. I know everyone wants Notre Dame to be part of the alliance, but they will go kicking and screaming.
Notre Dame wants to stay independent. They don't want to do it.
They will fight tooth and nail.
Their football team does not want to do it.
You're probably looking at. I love football independence. It's great.
Me too.
Syracuse's independent was great,
and in fairness to Notre Dame, their independent always made them an elite team for years, and they've always played because you're allowed to pick who you want to play if you're independent. So they've always played teams that were good. They played a few bad ones along the way, but every team does. But they've always played the tough teams when they had to and beat them. So I like Notre Dame being independent. If they want to stay there, that's fine. I have no problem with that.
My problem is not with Notre Dame just acting in their self-interest. They get their Olympic sports, their basketball team having the ACC schedule. They have to commit to 5 ACC games, but they maintain their independence. So they're basically getting a similar deal with a little more obligation that they had in the Big East.
Right.
Should have never had. I wouldn't have gave them that deal. They should have just had West Virginia come in and let Notre Dame be the independent and let them play in the new Big East for basketball.
Right.
So the arrangement with the ACC has with Notre Dame, it's not a good look for the conference.
Right.
To me, it's like the conference is, it has to date. It doesn't. It's not like Texas and Oklahoma. Let us in, SEC. Come on. Notre Dame's not doing that. The ACC is kind of it's subduing itself in this agreement. But I can't blame Notre Dame for acting in their self-interest. I do wish they would join the conference full time, but I understand it. Independence serves them, and they're going to do what they're going to do.
Right. You know what? But
there's going to probably be that 42nd team in this alliance.
The football team will never go because they don't want to go, and they're legends. Notre Dame's a legend football team. So. I mean, the basketball team, I sort of can see why it went. The basketball team never won a national title, kind of like LSU's basketball team.
Yeah, I think Mike Bray.
They never won a national title.
We're in the sunset time of Mike Bray, honestly.
Yeah, and I love him. He's a great guy. My brother's really good friends with him.
Absolutely.
You know, and he's a good coach. He's a good man. But it's just
you can't live by the 3, Bob. You can't.
Get rid of the 3. That should be banned until further notice. That thing was only ever meant to be a novelty from the old ABA. It is not part of basketball. You're not supposed to run a fast break and have 4 of the 5 guys stop behind the 3 when you can have an easy layup on a 5-on-1. I mean, what the heck is these guys? The NBA players are idiots for doing it. We're going to
do a show. We're going to do an entire show, folks, on what rules we would change about each sports.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's good. You're gonna hear some interesting takes because there's definitely some rules in place that damage the quality of the sport. No doubt about it.
Well, you know what? These players today are not nearly as good as the players of the past, and they would have been cut. Most of these guys in the NBA, especially in the NBA, they would have been cut. They don't know the fundamentals, and they don't practice, and they don't. All they do is take a 3 because they want to be in ESPN. Yeah, but what about the 33s you missed in the game and you lost because of it? And this crap about, this analytic nonsense, this nonsense about, stats say that it more than makes up for it point wise. No, it don't. Because if you make more shots inside, okay, say you make 10 threes in the game. Okay, that's 30 points. But if you take double the amount inside and say you make 40 of the 60 shots inside. Okay. That's more points. That doesn't make up for it. And the percentage is higher the closer you get to the basket. Layups are 95%. Inside the paint, all you have to do is shoot 65 or 70 and you're elite. You shoot 50 and you're damn good. Then the shots go in more. Outside, you 35%. They go in. That means 65% you're missing. You stink. You're missing. And you don't even know how to, these centers don't even know how to post. Ironically, the big men still win. When a team has big men, that's why they win. Now, what do you think LeBron got Anthony Davis for? He knew he was the best player out there outside of LeBron. He knew it. And you know what? The game is still won inside. I know there were teams that haven't won it inside like the Golden State Warriors, but if you think about that, that's not true. Because Draymond Green played inside and he was a monster. And Iguodala played tough inside and he was a monster. And Bogut played really good, where LeBron wouldn't have won that year unless he broke his leg in the middle of the finals. It was after that I think he was still with Miami at the time or Cleveland, whatever. That's when they won because they weren't winning before Bogut got hurt. I can tell you that right now. LeBron would have lost. And you know what? I know there were years where the team won without a center, but the whole freaking league doesn't have centers anymore. The coaches don't even teach them how to post up. And that includes in college, which is pathetic. Shots go in more when you're closer to the basket. So that makes up for it. The percentages go up. So this crap about, oh, well, you score more points if you take threes. No, you don't. How do you know? You're not taking inside shots no more. You don't know. You take more inside shots, more go in. That's more points for your team. You miss outside, that's less points for your team. And you miss a lot more outside. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to go to the basket. And people are like, well, it's the way. It's the wrong way. Not the right way. We're doing things wrong today. Stop it. And stop reasoning like you're right. You're not. You're morons. Sorry, you're morons. Morons are morons. What are you going to say? I mean, you got to be smart before you think before you do. Just don't do. And these guys today, they're clown. Like, they don't want to practice no more. They don't want to do nothing. Just want to make their money. And you know what? They're taking us is what they're doing. They're taking our money. And we're dumb enough to give it to them.
Mets fans, you heard that? Sorry, but I mean, at some point, put your foot down. Hit him in the pocket. They'll get a quality team out there so you can win.
Right. And they're like, you know what makes you laugh? They're like, well, you have to do gimmicks and stuff. That'll bring the people in. No. Winning brings the people in. Winning is
the cure for what ails you in all things.
That's right.
In all things sports, winning is the cure.
And I'd like to say something about the players too when they're young and they're coming into the league. They're like, they think they have to get all this money. And I understand they want it. But what they don't understand is the better player they are and the more they win and do what's right, the more money they're going to get. Not only from the team, but from the endorsements, you dummy. You're going to get that money anyway. I mean, just win and somebody's going to pay you, especially today. They're paying people that don't deserve it. These guys stink, a lot of them in the league, and they're getting ridiculous money. Most of the time, they sit on the bench. I'm telling you, in the old days, they're like, well, you only had 10 teams. Yeah, but all the best teams were in the league. All the best players were in the league because you didn't have all these extra roster spots to fill. If you weren't good, you weren't in the league. These guys, a lot of them would never make the league in the old days. They wouldn't. They just wouldn't because there wasn't enough roster spots to save your sorry ass because you weren't that good. So you can go dig ditches now because you weren't that good. That's your next job. Just, you got to be good and you got to win. You just got to do the right things. You'll get paid. That'll come. You just got to be patient and wait. You know what? And it's not like you're poor. Because even when you're getting $100,000, that's a lot more than a lot of people out there have.
Oh, bench warmer salary?
Yeah.
What is it? What's the minimum?
No, it's over $1 million for bench warmer now. But in the old days,
I don't know what the league minimum is. Years ago, it was like $250,000, and sign me up all day, every day for that.
That's right.
Oh, I'll ride the pine for 20 years, no problem.
Think I got a splitter? No, that's right.
I'm on a team. I'm on a roster. Sure, play basketball, get paid $250,000. Sign me up.
That's right. And it's not like they're poor. So I don't feel so. And it makes you laugh because these dummies, especially on these, don't you feel sorry he didn't get the money? No, because
there's no sympathy for the.
He's richer than you. He's richer than you already. So no, the answer is no. I don't. But if you do the right things well, that will net you the fame, the money, the endorsements, the glory, the fan base, and the team will prosper. I mean, but if you do dumb things, yeah, you'll get your money. You're basically stealing it because you don't deserve it, and you're not that good, and you get cut 3 years later, and you wonder why. I mean, I don't know. These guys, man, and they're not that good. When I was a kid, I could have beat a lot of these guys. Matter of fact, I used to play against them and hold my own. My brother worked in the NBA when I was a kid.
Don't let Bob get his shot off, folks. I'm telling you right now, do not let this man get his shot off.
Yeah. I mean, but, and a lot of times they couldn't stop it especially when I was young, because I could run and I was skinny. But you know what? look, they're not that good. And the leagues, I mean, these guys don't even know how to play basketball. It has gone so far down.
You can ask Ed O'Bannon.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, this is you talk about a clown show. In a lot of ways, I won't even say that because I can't.
And if you don't know who Ed O'Bannon is, well, look him up first. But just remember, we know Ed O'Bannon.
We know Ed O'Bannon. Oh, okay. I know what Rob's talking about. We were down in the late 90s in North Carolina because we were playing in Greensboro. We were playing the 20-year anniversary of NC State. We played them down there. And my brother was taping the players, and he's a trainer for them. And I went out and said, can I go shoot around? So Tyus Edney's sitting on the sideline. Yes, the Tyus Edney that made the great shot. And Tyus was giggling as I picked up a basketball. And I was standing behind the three, and I go, hey, Tyus, watch this. And I went through my legs, didn't even look at the basket, threw a three up and went swish. And then I made like 20 in a row. And the team almost fell off the chair. And when I got back to the hotel, Ed O'Bannon, who became the 9th pick in the draft for the New Jersey Nets, he was a star at UCLA, won the national title, looked at me in the hotel and went, that was the best display of shooting I've ever seen in my life.
It's still the best display of shooting I've ever seen in my life. And you were a lot older when I saw you.
Yeah. So
no doubt about it.
So Reggie,
for a million in Horace, folks. For a million here.
So Reggie, if you want to shoot around a little, come on my show and we'll talk. But and I know Reggie, by the way. But anyway, you know what? These guys just aren't that good. They don't know the fundamentals, the ins and outs. And I learned it when I was a kid, and I watched my Celtics do it through the years. And they always had it down pat. Only the Lakers could rival them. Nobody else. Everybody else is a joke. Knicks are a joke. Although I do like Thibodeau. Golden State, I love the fact that I love Curry and Clay. They're smooth. They can shoot. They do a lot of fundamental things right. And in his case, he can take threes because those two guys are the exception. They're both hard. But outside of those guys, no. You're going to make a few? Yeah. You're going to miss most? Yep. Go to the basket. You don't realize how many easy layups you blow per game that would have given you the victory where you wouldn't have had to struggle at the end of a game. You would have just blew the team out instead of struggled. That's a lot of baskets you miss. Going to the basket is hard to stop. A hook shot is hard to stop. Very. Just ask the guy that still leads the league in scoring all time. There's a reason for it. The bank shot. Most made shot in the game is the bank shot. You guys never use it anymore. And it's the hardest to block. How about that? I mean, to this day, and you don't think that's not right? Remember the guy that used the bank shot that he just retired recently? Tim Duncan. He played the old-fashioned way, so don't give me that crap that the old-fashioned can't work now. It does. And he won 5 times. He won more than LeBron. You should have won 6 times because you should have beat LeBron then. LeBron lucked out that Ray Allen was standing at the right place at the right time. And the ball happened to go to him because he would have lost because LeBron choked in that game. He missed 7 shots in a 3-minute span. So, but we love you, LeBron. So come on, anytime you want. We'll talk about it. Loved your movie, though. Did love it.
Space Jam 2 was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
And I give LeBron credit. I thought he did a good job acting.
LeBron's a good actor. I like him as an actor, actually. But we had Nigel Miguel on, who created the Space Jam, and as you know, Rob, he's going to come back on and bring. He's going to come back.
We're likely turning a corner because next week we just got our tickets set for Cooperstown for the Jeter induction. We're going to do our best to do some live streaming at the induction, around the induction.
We're going to try to get everybody on who wants to come on.
Anyone we can run into and pop in. Right. We're gonna get the recording going, and it should be a fascinating time. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some quality insights from these legends while we're there.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned, folks. That's going to be next week. Keep an eye out for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week. Cooperstown here on the Sports Show with Bob Spino. So, Bob, before we go, is there anything else to impart with the audience for the audience?
We don't really mind you guys. Rob gets more upset than I do, but the attacking part. We're here for you. We're here to, to talk sports with you. It's supposed to be fun. I know you guys get a little passionate about it, and I kind of wish you didn't so much, but I expect it. I can take it. See, I'm tougher. If you really want to get into the nitty gritty of it, I'll go back on you, and you're gonna have a tough time debating with me. I'm a great debater, and I know a lot, so you might not want to do that. But as far as talking with us, you can come on, and we'll bring you guys on if you really want. We would love to have you on, and we're not against Louisiana or even Ohio State. We're just telling it like it is. We're telling the truth. Is LSU going to win the national title this year? No. Were you 5-5 last year? Yeah. Are you going to beat UCLA? Maybe, maybe not. You play that kind of D against us, we're going to roast you like a pig, a suckling pig. We're going to roast you. You would understand that being from the South. But are we mad at Ohio State? No. But from what we've seen with your quarterback, is it game one? Yeah. Can you get better? Yeah. You gonna win the national title? No. Alabama's gonna roast you. You ain't beating them. Is Michigan gonna beat you? Be careful. I'm not gonna say yes. I ain't gonna say no. But I'm gonna say it's there and they're due, like Rob said, and they could. If that quarterback doesn't step up and get better, yeah, I can see it. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't. And I'm not picking on Ohio State because I don't hate you guys. And we'd love to have your feedback, and I'm sure we'll get it. but you know what? I just, you can attack if you want. I want to know if you guys are going to come back. If you lose tomorrow, you LSU people, because we'd love to hear what you have to say. And I'm sure you'll say something. But I'm sure a lot of you will run too. You'll run. Somebody said to me on, the notification, are you going to take down the video? No. Why should we? People make bad picks all the time. If we're wrong, we're wrong. But my question is, are you going to come back if you get beat? I want to know. Let me know, boys. We're going to have fun. Well, tomorrow night, it'll be a wild game. There's going to be a lot of scoring. We're going to come out like gangbusters. I'll tell you right now. I know you guys are going to think you're going to do it to us, but we want to win this game. So, and we need it because you know what? Our coach needs to win this year, or there could be problems at UCLA for him. Not saying there's going to be, but there could be.
And you don't want to go through another coaching change. A coaching change is pretty much a 3-year sentence to rebuild.
Right.
In general. And again, I agree with you, Bob. I'm all for banter. Right. Busting chops. That's fine.
It's fun.
Disgraceful insults. Get the hell out of here with that crap.
Yeah.
Like there's no place for it. Okay. That's my whole point.
You know what? You know what I learned?
Be prepared for the flag because we don't do the tongue in cheek. We just don't take slaps to the face. We throw bunches back.
We're going to throw it back.
We're going to throw it back. If you're going to drop bombs on the comment page, get ready to get called out. Get ready for a response.
Also, another thing I've learned when you debate with someone, and right in the beginning of a debate, if they don't like what you're saying and they start attacking you personally, they've already lost the debate because it's almost like last resort. They're throwing sticks at you now because there's nothing else left to throw. So they get personal. And it means they don't believe in their own facts and their own wisdom. And they just throw everything because they don't really know what they're talking about. And if you hit them with something truthful, they totally scatter, and don't know what to do. And so they'll just attack viciously. So if they're attacking back with insults, then they've already lost the debate and we've won. We've proven them wrong. And they can say whatever. You know what? If UCLA wins and they start attacking us, they're going to go, you lost. Somebody else, you lost. You lost. And that's all I'm going to do because it's going to gnaw and gnaw and gnaw. And you can't get the best of us. You know why? Because you lost. You can say, but, you lost. That's it.
And that's the thing, too. If you win LSU, we own it. We take responsibility for our pick.
That's it.
We made a bad pick if that's the case.
That's right.
That's all.
But like you said, Rob, Vegas must be crazy too, because somebody said we were crazy because it's only a 3-point spread. And as you know, as the Herbmeister would tell you, they're on it.
Herbmeister's going to come back next week for the NFL preview, Bob.
Okay, cool. Great. We'll love to have him. But am I right? He would tell you They know what they're doing out there. They know.
Absolutely. Oh, he just said the money's going to UCLA.
Right.
I spoke to him earlier this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought that right up. So yeah, no, it's not a crazy pick, no matter what any of you say.
Mhm.
And I hope you guys stay tuned, follow the show, because like I said,
That's the other thing.
We're going to bring Dale Brown on. There's LSU stars out there we'd like to have, no doubt about it.
Yeah. We're getting Shaq on. He's going to bring Shaq on.
Ed Ogeron coached at Syracuse. I'd love to have him on the show. Be great.
And not just that. We're getting Shaq on. Dale's going to bring Shaq.
We're going to get Shaq on.
Yeah, well, he's coming.
Dude. So yeah, this is the place to be. We like to build things. I as much as it might seem, given the LSU situation, I personally am not about putting other programs down, unless it's UConn. But I have to respect what they've done as a basketball program. They have 4 titles, and they have more than us, and it sucks. It is what it is. But respect for that. That being said, I mean, you look around the country, and how you just dismiss these teams. It's like, well, Oregon State, whatever, or Wyoming, whatever. I mean, no, these programs have been around for a long time, 100 years, more than 100 years. Right. They've had, they have massive lineages of alumni and people associated with them, regions associated with them. You have fans that live and die with all these programs, and just outright dismissing everyone that's not, Bama is. There's no substance. There's no depth. It's not fun. Right. LSU's awesome. Ohio State's awesome. Hell, Michigan's they're awesome. They're great. USC, unfortunately, got to say it, Bob. They have a great football history.
Oh, I know
UCLA has a very good. You guys have a good history. We
have a good history. Mm-hmm. We've won national titles before. It's not like we
has a good history. We're still a top 20 as far as I know, winning this football program. We have, I think, 8 or 9 NFL football Hall of Famers. I mean, we're not.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Despite our atrocious play in the recent years, we still gone a couple bowl games. Jim Brown, arguably greatest of all time. Ernie Davis, first Black Heisman quarterback. Larry Zonka, you name it. Dwight Freeney. Marvin Harrison, there's names. Not very few schools have a greater Hall of Fame pedigree than Syracuse when it comes to football.
Also,
so the point is,
now that you're mentioning Syracuse,
all part of the landscape, and everyone has a great story. And just piss it away and dismiss, it takes the fun out of it. It's better when you're going against something prominent and proud, not just a whatever scrub.
Right.
And LSU, you're going against a proud program. UCLA is a proud program, just like you guys.
Right. No, you're totally right. And by the way, you mentioned a bunch of Syracuse people. I guess, Rob, would you like to tell everybody about a running back that no one knows about that went to Syracuse? How about Jim Vance, Mr. Vance?
Mr. Vance. And we are getting some comments in closing here, Bob. Yeah, Jim Vance, all-time legend, one of the greatest guys ever, right?
Right. And it's as weird as this is, Rob and I met each other 10 years ago, and I happened to mention Mr. Vance about a month ago to him, and he totally understood who it was. Mr. Vance ended up being drafted by the NFL, did not go because of the Korean War, ended up going into Morristown, New Jersey, and taught my brother how to be a trainer. And my brother has now 37 national title rings and was the Olympics head trainer, and brought Mr. Vance there in 1984 as his assistant. And he just passed away, and he was the most amazing man on earth. He was a great human being and a great runner and a great player. And our family loved him, and I know Rob loved him, and we miss him. And so we're always going to pray for you, Mr. Vance.
Rest in peace. One of the greatest of all time. Any one of the Vance family that would like to talk about relative is free to come on the show anytime.
Absolutely. And you're always beloved in my house and with my family. I can tell you that for a fact. So,
but yeah, no, comments have been pretty solid, Bob.
Right.
Stacy Porter likes how we keep it real. Smart and Final is giving us props on the depth of the guests we had, and we will be. More guests are coming.
Absolutely. We're not lying to you, folks.
It's been a minute since Doc Walker, but they'll be coming, most likely at the induction.
Right.
And we're looking forward to seeing how it goes. But to everyone in the college football landscape opening weekend, the ones that we're all 0-0. We're going to either have that win or that L. Hopefully, win for us. And good luck to everybody this weekend and beyond. There'll be much to talk about in college football this year, Bob, I think.
Also, I would like everybody to like and subscribe. We're building this thing, and I said this in the beginning.
Even if you hate us, Bring the hate.
Bring the hate.
Hate draws attention. You can trash us and say, you can watch us and just pick everything we're saying apart. Look, it's fun.
No,
click the button.
Just click
let
the
it
button.
blow up.
You can put your like button, the dislike, thumbs down button, or the middle finger button if you happen to have one. That's fine. But like us and watch us and all that stuff. But we're trying to build a good show, and that was my goal in the beginning. And I did work at ESPN, and I'm tired of them not teaching you the right way. And that's why I'm doing it. I want to make a better show. And I got to tell you, when we're with the guests, and Rob knows this, they love coming on. I'm getting text messages when I'm driving. Loved it. When can I come back? And Dale Brown, your guy in LSU, told my brother it was the best interview he's ever done in his whole life. And if you don't believe me, you can look that up. And
we have the audio. Yeah, we actually recorded that show. It's just the audio got screwed up with the Skype at the time. Yes, but I have the recordings on YouTube. It's just in locked position. We might unleash it. Just so you know, we actually did interview Dale Brown. We did, and he it was amazing. He kept us on for 2 hours. He talked about Mother Teresa because he met her, and he's going to bring Shaq on. He told us he is. And then he called my brother after the show, and my brother gave me a call. He goes, Dale just called. I go, yeah, what he saying? And he goes, that was the best interview he ever did. He asked me how old I was. He thought I was younger. And I should have done it years ago. I did work at ESPN in the mid 2000s. But he goes, he let me talk. We had fun with him. He joked around. And he never had an interview like that in his life. And that was his quote. So don't hate me, LSU, so much, because we're going to get some LSU stars on here eventually, no doubt about it. And your legendary coach loves us, just for the record. So, this is real. And thank you for that comment about it keeping real. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We are not snowballing it. I'm going to call referees out if I think that something shady. I am. It's going to make a lot of hate, but boy, is this show going to take off because of it, because the truth usually ruffles feathers and attracts a lot of people. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to tell the truth, whether you like it or not. So stay tuned, folks. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes. Here, signing off for the Sports Show with Bob Spino. Take care, folks. This is Rob. This is Bob.